Today I want to talk about Twitch laying off a third of their freaking staff and why this trend in video game development is continuing. This is the Cows Channel. Catchphrase! We don't have one. But I am happy to see you guys and just talk about more stuff. So welcome back to the Cows Channel and A Cow's Opinion, the new show where we find some of the latest, greatest, and this is just starting to depress me, news from around the internet. I give you my opinion. If you don't like it, that's okay. You got a comment section center down below, whatever you want to call it. You can hit the like button. You can hit the subscribe button. You can let me know what you think. Don't get too offended. It's a moot point. Today on Video Game Chronicles, Jordan Midler was nice enough yesterday, actually. I just didn't have time to make a news video yesterday. That Twitch has literally a third, 500 employees from the streaming giant. Now, if you don't know what Twitch is, I don't know what to tell you because you're already here on YouTube, which means you gotta be familiar with this whole online thing. But Twitch is the biggest and right now front runner in live broadcast of video games, playthroughs. They've had a lot of problems recently. They had tried to relax the rules on nudity, and that went about as well as you would expect, okay? A lot of people got punished, and Twitch eventually had to just undo the entirety of what it was supposed to be for autistic reasons, but everybody just really got horny on Maine. So yesterday, Bloomberg reported that the Amazon-owned platform is going to reduce its count by 35%, and they declined comment because they have probably not told the staff that they're firing. Now, last year, they had already fired 400 employees as part of company-wide cuts at Amazon. Let me tell you, Amazon has a lot more cuts than just here. Web Services is also cutting, MGM is cutting, and Amazon Prime Video is also cutting. So anything that's got to do with online entertainment is getting headcount cuts. Now, Twitch is the biggest, the best, the big daddy, but it's been having a lot of problems with viewers and creators, as well as the policies about, partial nudity, implied nudity, stuff that we've already said. And it's also their rival Kick, which has been offering a lot of money to Twitch's highest creators to come stream on them and not really be watched because nobody really uses Kick. I mean, it's, right now Kick is more known for those guys who were causing problems in Japan and are now all arrested, which, don't mess around and find out. What do you want me to say? It also ended service in South Korea just this past month because Twitch said that there were skyrocketing ISP fees far higher there than anywhere else. So this is just another stack in the pile of what we're seeing. The video game sector, as the article is noting, is losing a ton of employees. Twitch is a little adjacent, but it's still really, gaming is one of the biggest things there. Unity, remember in our previous video, we talked about how it was laying off a quarter of their staff. Last year, the estimate has gone up to, when we were reporting Unity, we reported around 6,000 last year, but 9,000 people have lost their jobs in the video game sector. And this isn't just a bunch of little bitty indie developers or small studios. Xbox Game Studios, Epic Games, Sony Interactive, CG Projekt, Unity, Riot Games, Blizzard, Crystal Dynamics, BioWare, Team 17, Striking Distance, Frontier Developments, and Telltale Games. You probably know or have played games from 90% of the list I just gave you. And that's what I want to talk about today on The Opinion Show, guys. Why is this happening? Now, this is going to be a really stupid explanation, but here's the explanation. Pre-pandemic. Can't say more than that because YouTube still doesn't like it and will hurt the video. But before that thing that happened that made us all stay home for 2.5 years, everything was just proceeding normally. During everyone's own forced 2.5 year staycation at home, you didn't have a lot to do. You couldn't go see family. You couldn't go see friends. You couldn't go out to eat. You couldn't go see a movie. Unless you wanted to rent the entire theater. You couldn't go on vacation because who wants to take the chance of that? So online stuff massively increased. And companies like Twitch, these video game companies, there's a reason why MGM is having layoffs too. Netflix, Apple TV, anyone who could deliver content and entertainment across the web suddenly was so in demand, and they had to hire, which is fine, except they made one fatal mistake. When they hired under the assumption that these good times are here to stay. They did not understand that when the forced staycation was over, we would all naturally readjust to consume the same amount of online stuff as to prior the forced staycation. But they hired assuming that this is the new normal, this is the lowest that we need. Now, because of this, because of interest rates, and because of several other factors outside of our awesome gaming sphere, these companies are realizing, oh hell, I spent money assuming this, and it sucks now, and it's not going to work, and they're laying off. Sometimes they're closing down. Jump Light Studios had big problems with their spending, and they had to shut down. That was another video that we've done. But a lot of times these bigger companies just want to protect their profit margins. They're not willing to be less profitable for a couple years while they work things out. No, we'll just fire people. It's okay. It's good. It's fine. It's whatever. You know. You saw on that list I gave you, Endeavor gobbled up so many publishers and developers. But then at the end of it all, they couldn't get a $2 billion infusion from Saudi Arabia. That was the money they almost certainly needed to run all those studios until the sheer amount of IP that they were buying could start coming out. Because remember, 2 to 3 years is usually what it takes to make a game with a medium to large studio. This is not we'll be back in a month and we'll have a playable alpha or anything. Takes a long time, guys. And so they've been shutting down studios and crushing things. And it's really sad and pathetic. It's one of the reasons why during the Video Game Awards, the biggest announcement wasn't any single game. It was Sega announcing, hey, all these classics you like, we're bringing them back. And here's the first 5. Because we're seeing awesome games and awesome franchises being shut down as the studios and developers are going away. And they're like, well, when am I supposed to play? When am I going to get another Tomb Raider? When am I going to get another Deus Ex Machina? When am I going to get an actually fun Saints Row and not the CW knockoff one that you tried to give us? Well, it's going to be a long time, if ever, because those IPs are now in hiatus because of all the baloney that, to keep it PG-friendly content here on the Couch Channel, the baloney that these executives poured and then acted amazed when it didn't work. And that's the sucky part of all this. There's probably a couple of low performers on that list of 500 that could be reasonably fired. The vast majority of those hundreds and hundreds of people are probably good at their jobs and don't deserve this. Decisions and finances are being made far above them, and it's affecting them. And I got news for you guys. I don't have any hopeful stuff in the near future. I think 2024 is going to be another entire year of readjustment. I think we're going to hear a similar 9,000 or maybe a little higher, maybe a little lower jobs lost in the video game industry. Look, I hope that all these passionated? What word am I looking for? Look, you've got passion for making video games. I hope that you try to make your own game. You and your buddies, you guys and your girls that just got canned. We've seen Frost Giant Studios looking like they have a really good shot at helping bring back the RTS genre. We have Second Dinner, Ben Brode himself, leading that team and doing well with Marvel Snap. Really changing how you play a card game on your phone. And I really hope that these other guys just, make the game that game that's in the back of your head that those executives said, well, that would never sell. Make it. Because you know what? We want Marvel Snap. We want Stormgate. We want Sega to make games like Crazy Taxi. And by the way, Sega, if you're listening, can I get a Shining Force strategy tactical game again, please? Turn-based RPG. How about a Phantasy Star dungeon crawling game again? Can I get those? Huh? Because guess what? When people give us what we want, it sells. Square Enix is one of the biggest guys that is starting to realize that, these RPGs we used to make, people really love them. Because they've been amazed at how well the remakes are selling. They've been amazed at, and they've admitted that, Final Fantasy 16 was amazing. We played some of it on the channel. It's beautiful. It's fun. But the developers at the end said, people really wanted to have a party again. And they've been a little disappointed in the last couple of games that you have a main character, but you don't really do a lot with your party. In 16 especially, you do even less. Doesn't mean you can't give us action RPGs like Final Fantasy 16. But they're starting to remember, that Ogre Battle stuff, that Final Fantasy Tactics stuff, those turn-based dungeon crawls, people still love them. So I hope it gets better. But I got news for you. I don't think it's going to get better anytime soon. We've lost so much already. 5-minute gaming news from Jesse's already gone because of changing stuff on YouTube. And that sucks. I mean, people always telling me that I should be changing the channel too. And I have changed the channel. You've got a Cow's Opinion now, which is bringing in a lot of views and a lot of opinions. And I hope you're enjoying the content. But other people are like, you should make shorts. And I'm like, I really shouldn't. Because guess what, guys? Shorts, it's the changing evolution of stuff while YouTube is also having some growing pains. They're trying to compete with TikTok. But guess what? Nobody knows most people on TikTok, just like most people on Twitch and YouTube. TikTok just gives you a bunch of stuff. You don't get to know the creator. That's why whenever you have like meetups, and come meet your favorite TikTok personalities, and you see these things of like these people who have millions of subscribers on TikTok. Not one person gets in their line because they don't know who the hell they are. That's just the way it is. But guys, let me know in the comments what you think. How much do you use Twitch? I watch Twitch a bit, but I'm mostly a YouTube guy. I gotta agree with Mr. Beast, as he said in interviews recently. I think YouTube is going to be the most successful out of Twitch, TikTok, because I think YouTube has the right blend of live, short, and long content. I think YouTube is going to be good. But which do you use? Which do you love? What has gone away that you don't like going away? And you know what else you can do? You can go sit down, pour yourself a nice hot beverage to feel better, and then you can play more games because games are awesome. You deserve awesome. I'll see you next time. For the love of God, I hope I have better news than this, man. This is like when it was like last year, all Blizzard all sucks all the time. 2024, don't make me show you the door.